Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to UJAR program Unpam Mengajar. I am Rahmita Egelistiani, an English department lecturer for basic grammar subject. I'm going to share material about simple future tense. This program will be conducted in some episodes. So, keep watching and don't miss it. Stay tuned on Sasmita Jaya TV, berbagi untuk negeri. Before we discuss the material, let me show you the points of our discussions of today. First one is the functions of the simple future tense. The second one is the form of the simple future tense. The third one is the simple future with will and be going to forms. And the last one is the time signals on the simple future tense. Previously, we have discussed about how to describe present and past activities using present and past tenses, together with the functions, pattern, and also examples. You have learned how to use verbs and auxiliary verbs for some certain subjects using those tenses, like using is, am, are, for the auxiliary verbs in present tenses, and was and were for the auxiliary verbs in past tenses. You also have learned about the use of verb 1 and verb 2. In addition, you have learned about how to identify the adverbs of time used by both present and past tenses. For example, every day is the adverb used to describe daily activities, which is one of the functions of the simple present tense. Now is used in present progressive tense to describe current actions, while yesterday, last, and ago are the example of adverb of time used in simple past and past progressive tenses. Besides describing present and past activities, people frequently need to explain and describe their future plans. For example, describing their definite plans for their future careers, explaining their future activities, and talking about anything that happens after now. However, explaining future plans is still challenging for some English learners since there are a lot of tenses types with different functions and patterns to master. Further, besides making prediction about the future, in describing future plans, sometimes speakers express about their decision over something at the moment of speaking. But on the other hand, they also express a prior plan, which means that the plan was decided before the moment of speaking. For example, saya akan membuat kue. Kami akan pergi ke bioskop besok malam jam 7. Saya akan terlambat. The sentence here have the context I have mentioned before. And the tenses that we have to use to express these kinds of sentence is simple future tense. There are some English learners who are still confused about how to use this tense appropriately. Moreover, Misappropriate usage of tenses can lead to misunderstanding. What about you? If you feel so, don't worry, because that is what we are going to discuss it in this program. So, don't miss it. Welcome back to our program. The functions of the simple future tense. One of the most important things in learning English tenses is knowing when one tense is used and when another is used. By knowing this, we can decide what tense we have to use in various contexts of time and situation. Here, we are going to discuss in what situation and what context simple future tense is used. Basically, simple future tense is used to express action and condition that will begin and end in the future. For example, if you want to talk about your plans in the future, like what will you eat for breakfast tomorrow morning, make prediction like somebody will succeed as they work hard, express spontaneous decision like you will help your mom when you see her carrying a heavy chair, express willingness like you'll voluntarily do their washing up. When we refer to things that will happen in the future, we often use something known as simple future tense. Here is the sentence example. I will eat pancake for breakfast tomorrow. This sentence expresses future plan about what to eat for breakfast tomorrow using simple future tense. It has not happened yet, and we just make a plan for it. Second, simple future tense is used to make prediction about the future condition. Here is the sentence example. It will rain this afternoon. The sentence above is in simple future tense structure which express prediction. The prediction can be made by looking at the evidence or as we see in the weather forecast on TV. Next, this tense is used to express a spontaneous decision. For example, when you are in front of a cashier and about to pay your groceries. Since you forgot to bring your card, you pay it by cash. We definitely use simple future tense for this spontaneous event. Here is the sentence example. I will pay the groceries by cash. The sentence above shows your spontaneous response over something. You make a spontaneous decision as the unforeseen condition happen. In other words, it is used to express about one condition or situation that is unpredictable, unplanned, or spontaneous. Finally, simple future tense is also used to express willingness. Here is the example. I will carry your bag for you. The sentence above shows conditions of showing your willingness to assist or to do something for you, for your friend and other relatives. In conclusion, you can use this tense to describe whatever condition that will begin and end in the future, just like if you are a student who will graduate next year. The form of the simple future tense. There are some various tenses in English which have various structures and usage. One of them is simple future tense. To be able to use this tense appropriately, understanding its structure and usage is essential. Let's start with discussing the structure of simple future tense. This tense has two different patterns, using will and be going to forms. As many other sentence structures, simple future tense can be used in positive, negative, or interrogative form. In statement, the sentence used will form and it started with subject, verb, and object or complement if it is needed. The compulsory component are subject and verb as any other kinds of sentences. As we know, form of verb in English are varied. They are basic verb of verb 1, past verb or verb 2, past participle or verb 3, and present verb or verb ing. The characteristic of simple future tense is using present verb or verb 1 for all positive, negative, and interrogative sentences. For example, talk, try, eat, do, make, build, see, and many more. In simple future tense, we use basic verb or verb 1, and this is very important to be remembered. For example, I will buy a new bag. Then, in negative sentence, we have to start with subject followed by will and not and verb 1 plus object or complement if necessary. For example, she will not buy a new bag. In interrogative sentence, we start with will followed by subject and verb 1. For example, will you buy a new bag? Meanwhile, in nominal sentence, which means that the predicate of the sentence is not a verb, use will plus be plus object or complement. For example, I will be a pilot. Then in negative sentence, we have to use will plus not plus be. For example, I will not be a pilot. Lastly, in interrogative sentence, we start with will plus subject plus be. For example, will you be a pilot? However, as mentioned earlier, simple future tense has another pattern, which is be going to form. In affirmative or positive sentence, it started with subject followed by to be, like is, am, are, and going to plus verb 1. For example, I'm going to buy a new bag. For negative sentence, we need to add not after going to. For example, I'm not going to buy a new bag. While in interrogative sentence, we start with to be followed by subject plus going to plus verb 1. For example, are you going to buy a new bag? On the other hand, in nominal sentence, just like the previous explanations on will form, we just add be in the sentences. For example, I am going to be a pilot. I'm not going to be a pilot. Are you going to be a pilot? Then, how to decide whether the to be should be is, am, are, and be going to form? It depends on the subject used in the sentence. It is used for she, he, it, and singular subjects such as my mother, your friend, the teacher, the cat, and so on and so forth. Am is used for subject I, while to be are is used for they, we, you, and other plural subjects such as my parents, your friends, the teachers, the cats, and so on and so forth. However, will can be used for all subjects. In addition, when we use simple future tense, we often construct the subject and auxiliary verb. For example, I will becomes I'll. You will becomes you'll. He will becomes he'll. She will becomes she'll. It will becomes it'll. We will becomes will. They will becomes they'll. Further, it also happened in negative sentence. For example, I will not becomes I want. You will not becomes you want. He will not becomes he want. And she will not becomes she want. It will not becomes it want. We will not becomes we want. They will not becomes they want. The simple future using will versus be going to. In the previous session, we have discussed about the form of structures of simple future tense, both in nominal and verbal, and both using will and be going to forms. Now, the discussion focuses on the difference between will and be going to forms in simple future. Basically, we can use both forms to describe future predictions. However, there are some conditions when we have to use be going to form. Will is used to express future actions decided at the moment of speaking, immediate decision. While going to is used to express future plans decided before the moment of speaking in prior plans. For examples, I'll have salad now. I'm going to visit my aunt next Friday. The first sentence uses will to emphasize that the activity is not planned, as the speaker will eat the salad at the moment of speaking, which means it is an immediate decision. While in the second sentence, we can see that be going to is used because the activity was planned before the moment of speaking. Another difference between these two is that will is used to make prediction based on personal opinions or experiences, while be going to form is used to express prediction based on present evidence. For examples, I think United will win the game. Look at those black clouds. It's going to rain. In that sentences, it can be seen that the first sentence uses will to express personal experience that the speaker thinks United will win, maybe just because he or she supports or even like it. Meanwhile, be going to is used in the second sentence to emphasize that the prediction of rain is created by looking at black clouds in the sky as the evidence. The last but not least, another difference is that will is used to express future fact, while be going to is used to describe something that is about to happen. For examples, the sun will rise tomorrow. Get back! The bomb is about to explode. In the first sentence, will is used to explain that the sun will rise tomorrow, as it is a future fact, while be going to is used to express that the bomb is about to explode in a few seconds because the speaker warned by saying, get back. The time signals on the simple future tense. In simple future tense, the use of time signals is essential. What is time signal? Time signal in simple future are the adverbs of the time used to indicate when the actions will be occurred. There are some words or phrases used for time signal in simple future. For example, soon, this afternoon, this evening, tonight, next Monday, and so on and so forth. The functions of the time signals used is to show the actual time or when the action will be done. And it is mostly used with be going to forms as the actions are usually planned before the moment of speaking. Here are the examples of simple future tense using time signals. Abdul is going to play his favorite game soon. They are going to stay in the hotel tomorrow. Sinta is going to do a presentation next week. We are going to have dinner outside tonight. I'm going to visit my grandmother next month. After watching the explanation about simple future tense, what do you have in mind? I really hope that the explanation can help you to get better understanding about the material that we have discussed today. I also hope you can implement what you understand in your daily English communication, whether it is spoken or written. When it comes with learning, it is not as difficult as it looks. When you understand tenses and the usage properly, it will all make sense. The most important things are that we know that the functions of the tenses together with their forms and structures. Simple future tense always use will or be going to plus verb 1 in its structure. In negative sentence, we add not. While in interrogative, the sentence precede will or be going to construct the sentences. When the sentence don't have main verb and followed by adjectives, professions, and adverbs of places, be is used as the sentence verb or predicate. And remember, we use the structure of simple future tense when we want to express actions or activities that will begin and end in the future. So, they are not happened yet. Besides, in describing future actions, usually we are faced with planned or unplanned actions. In order to make it properly, we need to understand the use of will and be going to form. Will is used to express unplanned actions, personal opinions, and future facts. While be going to forms is used to describe well-planned action, opinions supported by evidence, and something about to happen. Finally, simple future tense is also supported by time signal like soon, tomorrow, this afternoon, tomorrow morning, in a few minutes, tonight, in a few days, next Monday, next years, and many more. These time signals showing future actions and emphasize the time when the actions occurred. Now we come to end of this session. Keep practicing and using what you have learned today in the future, since the best way to learn a new language is by using it. Herbert Spencer said, "The great aim of education is not knowledge, but action." And Tim Sanders also added, "Education without applications is just entertainment." So keep learning and practicing, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next episode. Salam UJAR. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.